Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Battle Through the Heavens based on novel. So let's start. The black cloud covered the sky, which seemed to have turned dim in an instant. Monstrous-like aura spread in the black cloud and reverberated across this place. It caused the land to shake slightly. There were presently still many people and faction remaining in the Black Corner region. Although Xiao Yan and the others had already warned them, these people did not choose to leave. Most of those who could survive in the Black Corner region were heartless and bold individuals. Hence it was naturally not easy to get them to abandon the territory that they had fought for many years with just a few words. Xiao Yan and the others simply left things, as it was after their warning was unheeded. They would naturally regret it when the time come. The Xiao Gate had also been sent into the heavenly tomb early on. Regardless of what the situation was, this was after all a faction he had established back then. He would naturally not hold back if he could help them. Hence, the current Black Corner region was much emptier as compared to before. Although some stubborn fellows refused to leave, there were also some decisive individuals. After all, the massacre that had happened a couple of days earlier had allowed them to understand just how terrifying the so-called Hun clan. The black cloud spread and covered the area around the Black Corner region. Immediately, the black cloud churned and whistled out from his body in a dense fashion. Xiao Yang's expression was grave as he looked at the figures that covered the sky. From the looks of it, the Hun clan had come out in full force. It seemed that Hun Tiendi had full intent on obtaining the ancient god mansion. Be careful. Zana softly spoke by the side. Her pretty eyes were filled with worry. Even she felt that this lineup was extremely terrifying. Xiao Yang nodded slightly. His eyes looked at the middle of the black cloud. There were dozens of figures appearing in the space. The leader was the clan head of the Hun clan, Hun Tiendi. The nihility, devouring flame followed closely behind. Behind them were the four old undying fellow who had built the death world back then. The aura of these four old fellows who would not die had actually recovered. Xiao Yang's eyes glanced at the four individuals and his heart sunk involuntarily. For experts comparable to an 8-star Do Xing. This was sufficient to cause an imbalance between both parties. During the time when Xiao Yang had a solemn face, because of the Hun clan's lineup, the space above the academy also swiftly became distorted. Immediately, densely packed human figures flashed and appeared. The Alliance army had also arrived. Xiao Yang's body flashed as he saw the black mass of people suddenly appearing in the sky. He immediately appeared in front of the Alliance army. It seems that your guess is correct. This Black Corner region is indeed the location of the Chu Shi ancient god mansion. Jiu Yuan glazed at the large Hun clan's army in the distance and said. Xiao Yang nodded. His eyes swept over the Alliance army. Suddenly, he discovered that the lineup of the Alliance army seemed to have become a lot stronger compared to the last time. The strength within all our three clans had been fully unleashed. Jiu Yuan appeared to be aware of Xiao Yang's surprise and laughed. Don't the three clans need to dispatch people to guard your clans? Xiao Yang frowned and asked. The Hun clan does not have the courage to separate and attack our three clans at this moment. Lei Ling by the side spoke in a deep voice. This fight is extremely important. Whoever loses will likely end up with a terrible fate where one can never recover from. Since this is the case, we can only risk it all. Yang Jin laughed. However, a sharp cold light surged within his eyes. Xiao Yang was speechless. He quietly nodded. Indeed, if Hun Tiendi was allowed to successfully advance to the Dodi class, only one fate that awaits the three clan regardless of how they defend. Since this was the case, it was better to risk everything and fight now. That's right. I have already ventured into the bottom of the magma, and discovered the ancient god mansion inside. However, there is a mysterious creature guarding at the entrance to the mansion. Its strength is extremely terrifying. I think that it is likely not weaker than Uncle Gu or Hun Tiendi. Xiao Yan spoke with a serious face. These words caused not only the expressions of Lei Ying and the others to change, but it also led to Gu Yuan body trembling slightly. This big battle would be a little unpredictable if this was the case. An advanced level 9-star Doxing could alter the result of the battle. I have never heard of any non-human race producing an advanced level 9-star Doxing class expert within the last 1,000 years. It is likely that this mysterious creature has existed for an extremely long period of time. Even Hun Tiendi and I might not be comparable with it, Gu Yuan muttered. Xiao Yang and the others nodded. One could indeed explain it this way. After all, that fellow must have existed for a very long period of time in order to become the guardian of the ancient god mansion. It was not unbelievable to say that it was older than Gu Yuan and Hun Tiendi. After all, the life of such a magical beast was its natural advantage. Hun Tiendi slowly stepped out from the distant space while Xiao Yang's group chatted. His eyes were indifferent as they glanced at the opposing alliance. Finally, they paused onto Gu Yuan and Xiao Yang. Gu Yuan, what I have told you earlier is still valid now. If I really successfully advance into the Do-D class and you surrender to me, I will not show you any mercy. You should reconsider for the sake of the continuity of the Gu clan. Han Tiendi spoke in a calm voice. Gu Yuan could not resist laughing after seeing that this person was actually still intending on cooperating with him. He did not speak. All he did was to lift his hand and swung it gently. Immediately, countless number of powerful auras erupted from the Alliance army. Cold and sharp eyes were locked onto the Hun clan's army. How unfortunate. Hun Tiendi sighed softly upon seeing this. He did not say anything else. A bright light cluster flew out from within his storage ring and floated above his head. A foggy light was vaguely present within the light cluster. Finally, it turned into an illusory ancient figure. The energy of this entire place seemed to have boiled following the appearance of the ancient figure. An overlord-like pressure descended from the sky. Qiu Shi, ancient god. Gu Yuan, Xiao Yang and the others had grave faces as they watched the bright-haired old man. A solemn exclamation sounded. The only one in this world who could possess such an aura was likely the legendary Qiu Shi, ancient god Jade. They wished to use the Qiu Shi, ancient god Jade to summon the ancient god mansion. Gu Yuan's eyes flashed as he cried out. Bang! Hun Tiendi lifted the Qiu Shi, ancient god Jade, before he suddenly slammed his palm towards the Jiunan Academy below. With this strike, a giant 10,000 feet large hand appeared in the sky. Immediately, dust quickly scattered. A loud rumbling sound resounded over this place. The enormous Jiunan Academy was directly turned into a tens of thousands of feet large deep gully under this palm strike by Hun Tiendi. There was suddenly the sound of liquid flowing within the deep gully. Soon after, a crimson liquid flowed out from within the ruins of the Jiunan Academy. In the blink of an eye, it had buried the Jiunan Academy in magma. This palm strike of Hun Tiendi had not only turned the Jiunan Academy into ruins, but it had even forced the magma out from underground. Hot magma swiftly surged out from underground like a bright red wave. After which, it spread over the Black Corner region in a mighty fashion. With this speed, the Black Corner region would likely be turned into a sea of magma soon. Stop them. Do not allow Hun Tiendi to use the ancient jade to summon the ancient god cave. Gu Yuan cried out in a deep voice as he looked at the sea of magma spreading under him. Attack! Lei Ying, Yang Jin and the rest suddenly cried out, after hearing Ji Yuan. Immediately, countless number of Do Chi pillars shot out from the alliance army behind them and shot towards the Han clan's army from all directions. In formation. Many stern cries were also emitted from within the Han clan's army after they saw the alliance army unleashing an attack. Immediately, many black chains with black fog lingering over them shot out from the army. Finally, they crossed each other. In the blink of an eye, they turned into a huge dragnet. Bang bang bang. Vast and mighty Do Chi light pillars continued to explode on the chain formation, emitted waves of sharp miserable cries. The black fog on the chains also paled rapidly. Seeing the terrifying and indescribable fight that had occurred in the sky, some of the experts and factions, who were originally remaining in the Black Corner region, were shocked to the point of having ashen faces. They lowered their heads to look at the Black Corner region, which had been turned into a sea of magma. In an instant, many people began to hurriedly pull back. Compared to this big battle, all the other battles that they had experienced could be considered child's play. Han Tiendi acted as though he did not notice the intense battle between both parties. He shut his eyes and controlled the ancient jade to sense the ancient god mansion deep under the magma. Humph! Ji Yuan let out a cold snort upon seeing this scene. His body moved and he directly appeared outside of the chain formation. He waved his hand and the hard chains immediately exploded apart. Ji Yuan, allow me to be the one to fight you instead. A black flame surged in front of Ji Yuan, just as he was about to attack. The nihility devouring flame appeared behind him. There were also two old men, who had built the death world back then, behind him. It seemed that he also understood that even though his soul had advanced into the D state, he was still no match for Ji Yuan in a one-on-one battle. So you have actually advanced into having a D state soul. It looks like the Han clan has really treated you well. With Ji Yuan's eyesight, he was naturally able to tell that the current nihility devouring flame had already advanced into having a D state soul. The nihility devouring flame laughed coldly. He did not utter anything unnecessary to Ji Yuan. Instead, he extended his hands. Monstrous black flames erupted. An endless suction force surged out from within his body, causing him to appear like a black hole. The two elders behind him also attacked, when the nihility devouring flame struck. Their auras were powerful. Clearly, they were fighting with their full strength. You actually wished to stop me with the three of you. Ji Yuan smiled. His body flashed and he appeared in front of an elder with lightning-like speed. A finger was extended. Immediately, the space within 1,000 feet from his collapsed into nothing. After which, the finger was also quickly pressed downwards. Grug? The figure had not even made contact with the elder's body when the latter spat out a mouthful of blood and his body staggered backwards in a miserable fashion. Humph! Ji Yuan was about to attack again, after injuring one of them with his finger when a black flame began to envelope him. An endless suction force erupted. It was as though it intended to absorb all of the Do Chi within his body. Your devouring power is useless against me. The vast and mighty Do Chi contained a terrifying spiritual assault, as it surged out from within Ji Yuan's body. It directly shattered the black flame that was wrapped around him. After which, it grabbed towards the nihility devouring flame. Two elderly figures appeared in front of Xiao Yan, who had charged into the battleground, while Ji Yuan and the nihility devouring flame trio were engaging in a big fight. Their stern cold cries sounded simultaneously. Bastard! Return my deathly silence gate. Han Yuantien. Xiao Yang merely smiled as he saw the two old men, whose body were covered with a rich deathly aura. One of them was Han Yuantien, whose deathly silence gate had been snatched by Xiao Yang back then. Little bastard, you have ruined the plans of my Han clan. You must definitely die today. Han Yuan Tian's eyes were vicious as they stared at Xiao Yang. Back then, Xiao Yang had taken advantage of his carelessness to snatch the deathly silence gate, causing the death world to completely collapse. This had resulted in the Han clan's army to have no choice but to retreat. If it was not because of the current critical state of affairs, it was likely that he would be seriously punished for making such a big mistake even though he was considered a veteran. Even though this was the case, he was still frequently reprimanded by Han Qiandi during this period of time. Naturally, his hatred towards Xiao Yang was currently quite intense. Xiao Yang simply curled his mouth in the face of Han Yuantian's vicious words. Immediately, he glanced at the two people in front of him. A grave expression flashed across his eyes. The Han clan had directly dispatched 2 8-star Doshings to hold him back. From this, it was obvious that the Han clan intended to kill him. Although it might be extremely troublesome for Xiao Yang to deal with this, it was also not a simple matter for the opponent to defeat him. After all, he was presently a genuine 7-star Doshing. Adding his D-state soul, his true fighting strength had far surpassed an ordinary 8-star Doshing. Although these two were cooperating, they might not be able to beat him. This thought appeared within Xiao Yang's heart. His eyes swiftly swept over the many intense battles throughout the entire Black Corner region. Wild and violent dochi spread as many figures fought each other, causing the sea of magma below to continuously emit many thousand feet large magma pillars. The battle is in a stalemate. However, my being able to hold back 2 of the other party's 8-star Doshing will greatly reduce the pressure on the Alliance army. The battle was at a stalemate while the sky was like a huge meat grinder. A continuous stream of experts from both parties spat out blood and fell into the magma below. The great heat below turned them into ashes. Little bastard, go and die. Han Yuandi's eyes became increasingly vicious as he looked at Xiao Yang. At the end, he finally could not resist the fury within his heart. With a stern cry, he swung his hand forward. That palm wind, which was covered with a deathly aura, was swung towards Xiao Yang. One sniff of that scent caused one to feel the life force within one's body to gradually disappear. You have really thought too highly of yourself. Xiao Yang laughed coldly after seeing Han Yuantian attack. The purifying demonic lotus flame swept out from within his body like a storm. After which, it turned into a giant fire palm that forcefully received the attack by Han Yuantian. That strange deathly aura of the other party had also been swiftly purified by the purifying strength of the purifying devouring lotus flame. Han Tianxing, let's attack together and kill this brat. Han Tiandi's expression changed as the attack made contact. He could sense that the current Xiao Yang was actually much stronger than back then. After which, he hurriedly cried out. The other dark and icy-faced 8-star Doshing old man also nodded after hearing his cry. The former flashed and appeared behind Xiao Yang. Deathly aura lingered over his finger before it was pressed forward ruthlessly. Death God finger. Get lost. The huge black finger broke through the space. It was just about to touch Xiao Yang when the latter threw a punch backwards. A terrifying firestorm was formed under his fist as it whistled forward and directly struck onto the huge black finger. King Kong glass body. Xiao Yang suddenly cried out loud after he threw a punch. His body suddenly swelled to 1,000 feet. Bright golden light surged out from within his body. Extermination fire body. The King Kong glass body had just been unleashed when Xiao Yang once again acted with lightning-like speed. Purifying demonic lotus flame wildly shot out from within his body. His huge body also quickly became crystal clear. Two body-strengthening Do Qi were unleashed simultaneously. This was something that only Xiao Yang could do after having stepped into the Di state soul. Xiao Yang's aura had become violent and sharp after two body-strengthening Do Qi were unleashed together. His large hand was swung and a palm slammed towards Han Yuantian. At the same time, he also flicked his finger. Yellow Spring Palm. Great Heaven Creation Palm. Yellow Spring Finger. Three different Do skills were formed under Xiao Yang's palm at almost the same time. After which, they violently smashed angrily towards Han Yuantian. Even Han Yuantian involuntarily had a change in expression after seeing these attacks from Xiao Yang. This ability to use multiple Do Qi together was something that even he did not have. Death Tomb. Dense deathly aura wildly surged out from within Han Yuantian's body. Finally, it turned into a 10,000 feet large black tomb in front of him. There was a sharp sound resounding from the tomb. Bang bang bang. Many Tian-class Do skills descended from the sky and violently crashed onto the huge black tomb. Huge energy waves spread, causing the space within 10,000 feet to collapse into a dark black void. Faced with this wild and violent explosion, the deathly aura on the black tomb also rapidly disappeared. Finally, a bang sounded and it exploded apart. Xiao Yang was just about to continue giving chase after glancing at the collapsed tomb when his ear moved. He suddenly turned. His huge fist reflexively smashed ruthlessly onto the space behind him. Bang! The space rippled and a giant black stone pillar broke out from it. It collided heavily with Xiao Yang's fist. Immediately, a loud and clear sound appeared. Xiao Yang and the stone pillar were sent flying backwards. Xiao Yang's body took over a dozen steps back before he stabilized himself. A sweetness rose from his throat. However, this was quickly swallowed by him. The strength of Han Xingtian was even stronger than Han Yuantian. He had also used his full strength when he attacked. However, this kind of collision might have caused Xiao Yang to feel a little terrible, but he did not appear to be in a good condition either. Xiao Yang lifted his eyes. He looked at Han Tianxing, who had appeared with a stone pillar in his hand. The latter's face was flush red. Even his aura had started to fluctuate intensely. Damn brat! No wonder you are able to snatch the deathly silence gate from Han Yuantian's hands. Han Shengtain stared densely at Xiao Yang and spoke in a low and deep voice. It is becoming increasingly difficult to deal with this brat. Let's attack together and exhaust him to death. Han Yuantian flashed and appeared beside Han Xingtian, before speaking in a dense voice. Xiao Yang laughed coldly after hearing these words. He waved his hand and a black light cluster suddenly appeared in it. Finally, it was transformed into a huge giant black gate. It was surprisingly the deathly silence gate. Go it! Xiao Yang waved his sleeve after summoning the deathly silence gate. An intense suction force immediately surged out from within the gate, and dragged Han Yuantian duo into it. He brat, you actually dare to deliver yourself to us. Han Yuantian duo's eyes brightened after seeing Xiao Yang taking out the deathly silence gate. They did not even put up a resistance, as they used the suction force to charge into the deathly silence gate. A cold smile flashed across Xiao Yang's eyes after seeing the actions of those two. He would naturally not repeat the same foolish mistake that Han Yuantian had once made. Han Yuantian duo appeared within the deathly silence gate. However, they were hurrying to look for the spiritual stone to remove Xiao Yang's spiritual imprint, when they suddenly discovered that this deathly silence gate was actually filled with a monstrous flame. Something's wrong, let's escape. The expressions of Han Yuantian duo changed upon seeing the pink flame that spread over the place. This deathly silence gate had already been meddled with by Xiao Yang. Bang bang. However, the both of them had just pulled back, when the purifying demonic lotus flame around them surged over from all directions. The flame turned into many fire dragons that bite wildly at the duo. Boom! Hun Yuan Tian duo waved their sleeves. Mighty Do Chi pillars scattered the fire dragons that pounced onto them. Their bodies flashed and they appeared at the entrance to the deathly silence world. A 10,000 feet figure suddenly firmly blocked the exit, when the two of them appeared in front of the entrance to deathly silence world. Soon after, a terrifying spiritual sonic wave suddenly struck at them. 3 continuous yellow spring divine anger were unleashed. That terrifying spiritual sonic wave attack directly sent Hun Yuan Tian duo flying backwards by 10,000 feet. This wild attack caused their souls to become a little giddy. Since you have entered, you can forget about leaving. Xiao Yan's icy cold laughter rumbled throughout the deathly silence gate. The seal formed by his hands changed and many 6-colored flames, which were filled with an extermination force, swiftly appeared in his palm. Finally, they continuously flew into the deathly silence gate. The fire lotus came one after another. They floated in the air of the deathly silence gate, but did not attack Hun Yuan Tian duo. Instead, they were being gathered one after another. Within that short moment of time, there was already 10 extermination fire lotus. This number caused the expressions of Hun Yuan Tian duo to change. They were not afraid of one extermination fire lotus. However, if 10 of them were added together and exploded within this confined space, even the 2 of them would not be able to endure it. Charge out of here. The both of them exchanged glances and clenched their teeth. Immediately, they turned into 2 rays of light that shot towards the exit with lightning-like speed. They decided to endure Xiao Yang's yellow spring divine anger and charge out from the deathly silence gate. It's too late. Xiao Yan merely smiled coldly as he watched the action of those 2. He threw another 3 extermination fire lotus inside. After which, a thought passed through his mind and all the extermination fire lotus within the deathly silence gate wildly exploded at this moment. Moreover, Xiao Yang suddenly slammed his palm onto the deathly silence gate when the extermination fire lotus exploded. The spiritual imprint on the spiritual stone had also been blasted apart. Bang! The deathly silence gate suddenly unleashed waves of black fog as the spiritual stone broke. After which, the space itself also began to collapse at this moment. An indescribable destructive force crazily swept towards Hun Yuan duo with the exterminating strength of the fire lotus explosion. He had let the deathly silence gate self-destruct. An extreme shock and heartache rose onto Hun Yuan Tian's eyes after he saw this scene. He had been building this deathly silence gate for hundreds of years. Yet, Xiao Yang had simply commanded it to self-destruct. BNAG. However, that terrifying force had already come striking at him while this thought flashed across his mind. It directly devoured the both of them. Xiao Yang watched the deathly silence gate that had exploded wildly from the sky. His body swiftly pulled back and wiped off the cold sweat on his forehead. This time around, these 2 old undying demons would be seriously injured even if they did not die. How can it be so easy to snatch it back? A low and cold laughter sounded. Xiao Yang's heart shook as he turned towards the sea of magma below. An incomparably large swirl had appeared at that spot. It was as though something was about to appear. Ancient God Mansion, is it finally about to surface? Xiao Yang's eyes became increasingly icy cold as he watched this scene. This video will end here.